If you want to start bow hunting this year, you found the right video and the right YouTube channel. I'm Scott with Bowhunting 360, the site dedicated to new bow hunters. We post new articles and new videos every week, all designed to help new bow hunters get started. And in this video, we're going over the first 5 steps to get started bow hunting. So let's jump right into it. All right, so step 1 is to do some research. Now, you're already doing it by watching this video, so great job. Some other things you're going to want to figure out is what animals are there in your state, and when those hunting seasons are, what the licensing requirements are in your state. And to do that, the best place to find that information is going to be your state wildlife agency's website. Now, every state in the U.S. has their own state wildlife agency that governs, all the wildlife and hunting in that state. So you're going to want to find yours. We'll have a link in the description below, or if you're watching this on the article, there'll be a link in the article as well. Go to their hunting regulations section and you'll see the list of the seasons and different animals. Some states you might have to apply for a permit to hunt a specific area or specific species, so you want to figure all that out right away. That way you'll know how much time you have before the season, and then you can kind of figure out your game plan from there. If you're on your state wildlife agency's website and you can't figure it out, don't worry. Some of them can be kind of complicated. What you can do is you can go to your local archery shop. If you go to bowhunting360.com, we have a tab at the top where you can find a store near you, and then you'll just find a local archery shop, head over there, and that's going to lead you to step 2 as well, but we can touch on that in a second. And the staff there, they're going to help you out. They're going to answer all your questions. They're going to be local bow hunters too, so they'll be able to set you in the right direction for your area, which is why you want to go to a local archery shop. And so that leads us to step 2, which is to visit your local archery shop, because really your state wildlife agency and your local archery shop, those are going to be your 2 main resources as you're getting started in bow hunting. Your local archery shop, the reason why you want to go there is because I would recommend taking an archery lesson. A lot of places that offer archery lessons also allow you to rent gear, so you don't have to buy a bow right away. You can try archery, see if you like it, learn the basics of shooting a bow, learn about all the different safety procedures for shooting a bow. You'll get to know the people there. Again, they're going to be a huge resource for you as you're getting started. You're going to have a ton of questions pop up, and they're always going to be there for you. And after you've taken 1 lesson or 2 lessons, you might want to start thinking about getting a bow of your own. The local archery shop is going to be the place where you're going to make that purchase. Tell them your all-in budget so they can work out a package for you. These days, the entry-level bows, they perform really great. They're very accurate. So don't worry if you don't have a ton of budget to invest in a bow and some arrows and all the accessories that go with it. You can get a really great bow for not a lot of money. And if you want to see an example of that, if you watch the Hunting Public's video called the $500 challenge, you'll see what I'm talking about. For $500, they went into an archery shop and they show you all the process of buying the bow, getting it all set up, and they walk out of there ready to hunt. So at this point, you know what animal you want to hunt, you know when the hunting seasons are, and you know the licensing requirements, and maybe you already have your bow and you're practicing all the time. Great. So the third step is to buy your hunting license and take hunter education or bow hunter education. Now, the requirements for hunter education and bow hunter education vary by state, which is why that step 1 is so important, figuring out what the licensing requirements are in your state. Again, your local archery shop can help you figure all that information out. Some states allow you to take bow hunter education online. You'll learn a ton in that class from your state hunting laws, hunting safety, and just general tips about hunting. So it's a great course to take, even if bow hunter education isn't required in your state and you have some available to you. I highly recommend taking it. With step 1, 2, and 3 complete, you're on your way to becoming a bow hunter. You're on the home stretch. The 4th step is to find a place to hunt, whether it's public land. There's millions and millions of acres of public land available to hunters throughout the country, so depending on where you live, you can find a place to hunt that's free of charge, that's owned by the public, or you can hunt on private land, which is also fantastic, whether that is your own backyard, if you live in an area that allows urban bow hunting, that's a great way to do it. Or if you find a place nearby that you can get permission on, or a farm, or you know of somebody who's having some damage from deer or some other animals, perfect. We have a whole video and an article on how to ask for permission to hunt a property. It goes over how to approach a landowner, some different tactics, as well as maintaining good communication with that landowner. So I highly recommend you watch it if you're interested in finding a private land access place to hunt. If you're looking for public land, again, you're going to go to your state wildlife agency's website, and they will have a listing on there for public land in your area. So now that you have at least one place to hunt, that brings us to step 5, which is scouting that area and putting together a hunting strategy. So you're in the nitty-gritty now of bow hunting. The overarching theme of hunting strategy is understanding an animal's behavior, their natural rhythms, what they're eating throughout different types of the year, how they move through an area, and these are all things you're going to need to research and learn, and that'll help you as you walk around an area. It's an activity we call scouting, where we basically we're walking around an area, getting to know it, looking for animal sign, and starting to put together puzzle pieces that'll help us choose an exact hunting spot on that property. So let's say we're hunting whitetail deer, and I'm walking around a property. I'm looking for tracks, areas that they've been walking. I'm looking for their food sources in the fall. So for my area, that would be oak trees, because deer love to eat acorns in October during bow season. Another thing I'm looking for as I'm scouting a property is how those animals are going to be walking through that area, from point A to point B, because ideally where my hunting spot will be is between those two spots on a trail that'll put me within 20 yards of that animal. And so the best way to do that is to understand how deer walk through the woods. They don't like to walk through big open areas in the middle of the day. They like to stay on the edges. So that's a good thing to know. They like to take the path of least resistance. It's another good thing to know. So, and as you learn these things, as you see more trails and more tracks, you'll learn how to anticipate deer movement. Another great thing to do during the summertime especially is just to sit far back off an area. If there's an agricultural field nearby where the deer come out every evening, just sit back, either in your truck or something, use a pair of binoculars and watch them come out into that field every evening, and you'll learn a lot just by watching them. With those 5 steps completed, you're on your way to a great first bow season. One thing I want to leave you guys with is to approach your first year hunting as a learning experience. You're going to be learning a ton, you're going to be making mistakes, and you're going to be having a lot of fun. So embrace the challenge, enjoy it, and stay tuned to Bowhunting 360, because we post a ton of great how-to information for new bow hunters, and we'll see you all in the next video.